everybody, and welcome to this special on Mercury out of bounds. And remember, all my interpretations are based on Vedic constellational astrology, which differs from Western astrology and is based on where the planets and the luminaries, which are the sun and the moon, are at any given time up in the sky. Okay, so Mercury enters Scorpio on the 29th of October at 5:08 p.m. All times are in GMT time. Mercury then goes out of bounds while still in Scorpio on the 6th of November at 7:09 a.m. and stays there until Mercury goes retrograde while still in Scorpio and out of bounds on the 26th of November, and I'll do a separate audio all about that. So yeah. Mercury is the planet of communication and intellect. It rules the third house in astrology. It governs things like short journeys, siblings, cousins and stuff like that as well. So Mercury out of bounds simply means when Mercury is out of its normal range of its limits, and normally Mercury and all the other planets stay within the range of 23.5, but when they go out of bounds, the sun and the moon never goes out of bounds. Well, the sun does technically at the day of the solstice and the winter solstice and the summer solstice, but that's not what this video is about. So yeah, Mercury out of bounds can bring an increase in communication, intellectual kind of pursuits of going after like researching, working with data and all that complex research and stuff. This energy is really good, especially if it's research to do with the unconventional or a specialized sort of like niche. It allows us to be more mentally flexible, and our communication can become more erratic and unconventional. So yeah, we're just open to more alternative forms of communication and thinking and being with others. We may find ourselves being more open to innovative ideas, alternative perspectives and all of that. Practically, the best use of this energy is to use it to complete tasks that you've been putting off, achieve your goals, because you can be really more focused and determined to do what you need to do. So this is good, but negatively it can affect relationships, and people responding to text and communication, because people may be like, I'm just want to look after my needs right now and focus on what I need to do, which is, great. I believe we should all prioritise ourselves, and what we shouldn't do is freeze other people out. So just make sure you let people know you're having time out, and of course if people refuse to respect your boundaries right now, then lock yourself away in your alternative research you will. So yeah, we can think more quickly, adapt to changing circumstances, and this can improve our problem solving skills and the way we approach going about challenges that come up, or looking at old problems that we still are waiting to resolve in our lives. So it gives us a boost in our professional plans, and we may just feel a greater sense of accomplishment in our daily responsibilities. So it's just good for looking at your day-to-day communication routines. Are you spending too much time online, on social media and forums, whatever you're doing, looking at how much you may be over communicating, under communicating and stuff like that, so that like you can make a routine, tick off little points and make yourself feel really proud about your progress. So yeah, on the materialistic worldly level, it kind of amplifies the influence of verbal and written communication. So it can be a good time for some of you to negotiate, to sell things, to pitch ideas, connect with influential individuals. We can be more persuasive right now because of the increased intellectual capacity to think and get our ideas across to others, and build strong connections and make lasting impressions, especially with people who you may not normally come into contact with. So yeah, it's a great energy for networking events, conferences and social gathering, because it opens doors to new opportunities and working with like people you've never worked with before. So maybe you're a content creator, you may reach out to someone like, no, I don't think they will respond to me, or maybe we can't work, not that you can't work together, but you didn't see in the past how you could work with them, but now you could be open to their ways of thinking, because they may be more alternative in the way they put up their communications across, or you may feel the same way. So yeah, it's a great energy to, really be competitive. Anything to do with communication and competitive communication, like sales and marketing, can really do well right now. But just watch out for being too pushy, overstepping on your co-workers, sues and stuff like that, taking advantage of others and doing things underhanded, because it may come back to bite you in the bum, So politically, it can make us more aware of existing governments and ideologies and perspectives, and be open to going underneath the details, especially if in your countries things like general elections are happening, local votes and stuff. You may find yourself more now wanting to really get to the truth behind each political party's ideology, or whatever is being promoted in the media. So this can be a time of increased public discourse, conversation, and debates about political issues that may have been previously overlooked, and this can lead to a shift in public perception, and leaders may find that they may have to change their message right now, or maybe apologise for something wrong they said, because the involving sentiments of the public are changing, and how they used to talk to the public before, when it used to work for them, it may not work for them now. So it's also an opportunity for marginalised parties and voices to be heard, and for new ideas and approaches to government and local politics, communities and stuff like that can gain traction, and people may be more open to change, because normally as human beings we love our comfort zone, we dislike change, but people may actually pay more attention to new messages right now. On the spiritual, esoteric level, it can increase our intuitive abilities and open channels of higher consciousness, and this can allow for us to have a greater connection to the spiritual realm. People may find themselves more tuned to their inner wisdom, experiencing increased intuition and a clearer understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. So you'll be open to seeing how your behaviour may affect other people's behaviours and stuff like that. So how you communicate can influence a decision and stuff, and start thinking about thinking before you speak and stuff like that as well. It gives us a chance for more spiritual growth and exploration. Some of us may delve into the mystical practices of communication, because Mercury is out of bounds, so it's all about experimentation. So whether it be experimenting with new meditation or self-reflection techniques as well, it can expand our awareness if we stay awake, and deepen our sense of purpose, and align ourselves with our spiritual sort of essence and higher consciousness, as we strive for greater understanding and harmony within ourselves and the environment around us. On the psychological level, Mercury out of bounds stimulates the mind, as I said, so this makes us more flexible in our thought processes and cognitive abilities. We are able to adapt to change more quickly. So this is really good for you to get yourself out of your comfort zone, especially when it comes to communication. So like I said, you may be working on a book, a podcast or something else, and you may keep on doing the same things and you're not getting nowhere. So this energy wants us to think outside of your box, and it gives us greater capacity to be open to being creative and innovative in our communication. And we just have a greater capacity for learning new things, being open to new ideas, remembering it as well. So yeah, this energy is really good for expanding our mental horizons, letting go of toxic thoughts and behaviours and things that are getting in the way of us communicating healthily with ourselves, and this can deepen the understanding of ourselves, as I said, and just the world around us, and just psychologically release you from all the things that, especially the thought patterns that stop you from embracing a new way of being that can really increase your life on all levels, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, financially and physically. So on the symbolic level, Mercury out of bounds is a powerful catalyst for manifesting our artistic, creative and imaginative side of our personality and self-expression. Right now, we may find an increase in inspiration, finding ourselves more open to exploring different forms of writing, painting, dancing, writing music, listening to music, and just being creative, tapping into your unique individual voice. So good for creative podcasting, writing and recording, video, filming, whatever. And just, channeling this energy of being able to think outside of the normal realms into a meaningful and impactful creation or creations. For some of you, you just may overflood with creativity right now. It wants us to break free from our limitations and push the boundaries of our creativity, and to sort of like embrace our artistic instinct, not comparing it with others but being ourselves and allowing our own unique expression to come out. It's a time of vibrant self-expression and the opportunity to being open to ideas and concepts that have the potential to inspire and resonate with others. And if we embrace this creative energy, we can have a deeper sense of happiness and connection with ourselves right now. On the emotional level, we can sort of like become more emotionally intelligent and communicatively intelligent as well, because we can understand our own emotions as well as the emotions of others. And we can become more sort of like effective and empathetic in our communication, and this can lead to deeper connections and meaningful relationships with others for some of you, or just helping you solve relationship problems that have been really, really hurting you and the other people involved for years, even decades even. You may just come to realise that, hey, there's a better way for us to do this. And so, you become more authentic in your communication and more receptive to other people being authentic in the way they communicate as well. So, ultimately, you can find yourself more emotionally intelligent as you are more attuned, open to sort of cues and non-verbal expressions, and this just helps you navigate especially tense situations more better, and this can lead to a deeper understanding of your own emotional landscape and the emotional needs of others, and it gives us the ability to convey our thoughts and feelings to others effectively. And because it's a time of increased empathy, compassion and emotional connection, it can be beneficial to create healthier, more fulfilling relationships in all areas of our lives right now. So now I'm going to talk about the aspects that Mercury makes when it's out of bounds. So the first aspect is Mars making a trine with Mercury. So it's a harmonious energy between Mercury, the planet of communication and intellect, as I said earlier, and Mars, the planet of motivation, action, and all forms of energy. So this trine allows us to be more assertive, for us to have clearer thinking, and Mercury out of bounds anyway wants us to be more assertive with our communication, more out there, more alternative, thinking outside of the box. But negatively, there can be challenges in maintaining focus and following through on our ideas because of this aspect, so we just need to watch out for that. Also, Mercury makes a sextile square with Chiron, and this sextile square can bring added tension and friction, even more so because Mercury out of bounds can do that anyway, because people can be more direct, just more honest, and a lot of the time we don't like the truth, especially if it hurts, and the truth often does. And it's kind of like a friction between our inner wounds and our need to heal, and Mercury that wants us to be brave and say what's on our mind, but we may not want to feel the backlash of that, because it could trigger our inner wounds, our psychological, emotional, spiritual one. Also, it can make us just have difficulties in expressing our thoughts and vulnerabilities and processing information effectively right now, and this can lead to misunderstandings, self-doubt, and the increased sensitivity to criticism. And it's sort of like, because this is applying, the tension can build up, and it kind of like intensifies the challenges I just mentioned. But ultimately, if we, build our self-awareness, forgiveness and love, and have patience with ourselves and others, and, just allow ourselves to be assertive while also respecting the right of others to be so, we can navigate these energies. So Mercury also makes a trine to the moon's north node. So this is a nice energy that allows us to align our thoughts and ideas with our life path and purpose right now. But Mercury also makes a square to the midheaven, and this is like a challenging influence, and the square aspect signifies tension and obstacles. It can add to the difficulties in communication and decision making, especially when it comes to our career and our sense of self in our public image, and our reputation. But positively, if we're willing to overcome the obstacles this aspect brings, it allows for growth and us overcoming challenges that are thrown our way, and this can lead to valuable insights if we navigate this energy thoughtfully. Also, at the time of Mercury going out of bounds, there's a grand water trine between Mercury and Scorpio, the moon's north node in Pisces, and Mars in Cancer, and this is within the 23% orb. So the grand water trine brings a harmonious flow of energy, because they're all, water energy, even though they've got different modes. Scorpio is fixed water, Pisces is mutable water, and Cancer is cardinal water, wanting us to start things. Mercury in Scorpio, being the fixed energy, wants us to really think and, make decisions and stick to it. And, the North Node in Pisces is mutable, so it allows us to be flexible when need be as well. So it can make us more intuitive in our communication, allowing for us to read the room, and maybe not say certain things that offer comfort when need be. And, it brings emotional and psychological and spiritual depth to our communication as well. And, because Mercury in Scorpio adds intensity to our thoughts and conversations, which can make them more profound and insightful. The moon's north node in Pisces encourages us to, focus on our spiritual, emotional and psychological growth, and having more empathy and compassion for ourselves and others in our communication. And Mars in Cancer brings nurturing and protective energy to this mix. So, it just allows us to, again, just be mindful of other people's needs and express our own, and just be protective of those we feel protective about right now. And ultimately it allows us to have deeper insights if we're open to them, increases our ability to express ourselves effectively. But negatively, the increase in emotional intensity, and we can be hypersensitive as well, and we can just be sort of like moody because of all this water sign energy, and this can lead to misunderstandings or too intense conversations and interactions if we don't manage this carefully. And we may not want that. Not everybody wants to be intense, and this can lead to passive aggressiveness, emotional manipulation. So it's just important for us to do all we can do to stay grounded and mindful of our emotions and other people's emotions, and that some people may be vulnerable, or we may feel vulnerable and triggered. So make sure we are gentle with ourselves, love on ourselves, engage in healthy self-care, build some self-forgiveness and nurturing, and do your best to help others in healthy ways as well, to avoid the negatives of this energy. So now I'm going to talk about the karma and all the other good stuff, going in depth about Mercury out of bounds, looking at it from all angles. Looking at it from all angles, I'm going to talk about how it affects our development from spiritual career and our different forms of friendship, co-worker, intimate hookup and all of that good stuff. So this energy reminds us to break free from our limiting beliefs or patterns in communication that have been carried over from past lives. It's an opportunity to challenge the way we speak, think and process information, paving the way for karmic growth and evolution. So just imagine, Steve Jobs, he pushed the boundaries of our communication, and look how the things he's invented, the iPhone and stuff, have reshaped our understanding of the world. We now have smartphones, most of us, in our hand, and there was other smartphone sort of like providers, but at the time Apple was sort of like the leaders. And now, there's a positive and negative of having this, our smartphones in our hands. But the positive of having this phone is like access to all knowledge everywhere, except for the knowledge that can only be found within us, right? But you get the understanding. So Mercury out of bounds wants us to question our own mental constructs and societal norms. Why do we conform? Why do you believe the things you do? Why do you live up to other people's expectations, if you do, and so on? Why do you feel that things can never change for you? And just questioning the things that you believe to be true about the world, the other people in it, and yourself. Also, karmically, one of the key lessons we have to learn is to learn how to adapt the way that we communicate and to embrace the different ways that other people communicate. On the past life level, it wants us to overcome barriers that are related to self-expression and the way that we can be stuck in our ways, especially when it comes to thinking. We're like, I've always thought like this, I don't need to think any other way, you're right, I'm wrong, instead of realising that all truths are kind of half-truths, except for the truths such as, if water comes out of the sky, then typically it's rain. If the sun shines, the sun will shine some days it don't shine, some days it shines in the morning and then never comes out again, some days it shines for 10 hours straight, that sort of thing. But when it comes to the way that we perceive like a higher power, the way that we take in the world and our subjective interpretation, then all truths are half truths. So overall, Mercury out of bounds karmically invites us to think outside the box, communicate boldly and embrace new ways of understanding the world around us. It challenges us to break free from karmic patterns that no longer serve our growth and open ourselves up to a broader perspective. And just as Mercury itself is a planet of communication and intellect, going out of bounds with it can be a powerful catalyst for personal transformation and evolution. So being prepared to think outside of the box. So now I'm going to talk about how our family, friendship, co-worker, committed, hookup and self-partnered relationships are affected in more depth. So positively, family members can have a deeper understanding of each other due to increased clarity and expressing their thoughts and emotions, but negatively, there can be instances of miscommunication and misunderstandings due to the intensified energy, and this can lead to conflicts and tension within the family unit. In terms of friendship relationships, we can have more meaningful and fulfilling conversations that can strengthen our bonds, but negatively, we can have disagreements or arguments that can come up from, the increasing emotions right now as well, and people having different perspectives. So we just have to try and, as I said, walk away, try and be understanding and try and be forgiving, because sometimes Mercury out of balance can make us say words, and it's not funny, but can make us say things and do things that we wouldn't normally do. And the best that we can do in those instances is to apologise. The best thing is not to do it, but when we do it, after that, the second best is to apologise. In terms of co-worker relationships, we can become more productive and innovative in solving workplace problems, which is good, but there can be challenges over different ideas and approaches to solving these conflicts, and because people can just be more assertive right now as well and not willing to compromise. So compromise is key across all relationships during Mercury out of bounds. In committed relationships, we may have more passion and intimacy, deepening the connection, but nevertheless this increased sensitivity can lead to conflicts and misunderstandings. So it's essential for partners to practice patience and open communication and mindedness during this time to maintain harmony and understanding in the relationship, or for some of you to regain that balance after a big emotional verbal blowout. So in hookup connections, there can be a sort of potential for miscommunication and cross wires due to an increase in emotions. Those in self-partnership relationships may find this time good for introspection and personal growth, and those who are single as well. But self-doubt can come up, so we just have to try and overcome self-doubt. So understanding them, forgiving them, knowing that sometimes we need, I don't know why, it just seems that sometimes us humans need pain and self-doubt to get things done, and this doesn't mean we should reduce the negative thoughts that we allow to live in our minds, but just to accept them and to sort of put them in their place can just help you navigate life a lot better. But yeah, no matter if you're dating yourself, dating someone else, it's crucial for all individuals to prioritise their self-care, love, forgiveness and awareness at this time, and use clear communication to navigate through Mercury being out of bounds. So now I'm going to talk about how career, personal, spiritual and educational development are affected when Mercury is out of bounds. So in terms of career development, it allows us to think outside of the box and come up with innovative solutions, which can lead to breakthroughs at work and the ability to communicate more effectively with our colleagues and superiors, and it can bring an increased opportunity for growth. So, for example, a marketing executive might come up with a brilliant campaign idea during this period that pushes them forward in their careers, but negatively, you can kind of face difficulties in focusing on your projects right now, and because we can be prone to miscommunications and understandings in the workplace, we can struggle with making decisions due to scattered thoughts, and this can lead to missed deadlines, conflicts with co-workers or missed opportunities for advancement. So just try and stay in the ball right now. In terms of personal development, we may find ourselves more curious, seeking new experiences and knowledge that contribute to our personal growth. So yeah, you may feel sort of inspired to explore different hobbies or develop new skills, and this can lead to a sense of happiness and self-improvement and being in alignment with yourself. Some of you may take up a new language, enroll in a course that aligns with your interests, or something that you thought about, I've always thought about looking into astrology or something like that. You may take up just really delve into something that deeply that you only really had the surface level interest in before. It sort of wants us to dig into our deeper psychology, spirituality, higher logical reasoning, deductive reasoning to enhance our overall well-being by thinking and reflecting on the things that we need to do more of to bring more happiness. And remember, although we've been programmed to think money and the happiness is at the end goal, happiness is actually in embracing the journey. So in embracing doing things each day to make you happy. And because so much of us put off being happy, and for someone who's put off so much in their life due to, I'm waiting for this to happen or that to happen, the time is always now. So now is the time when Mercury's out of bounds to embrace thinking differently, communicating differently. We just need to watch out for the increased anxiety and the indecisiveness and overthinking that can come in our personal development. As I said, the self-doubt can come up, and we can have, difficulties in expressing ourselves effectively, or even understanding ourselves. So just best to voice note and record, any thoughts, or write them down, record them, but not necessarily act on any ideas right now, because it could be overwhelming for some of you to maintain focus on your goals right now. And that's okay, being gentle and loving yourself when you are crawling, because like I said, improving yourself, some days you're running, some days you're walking, other days you're literally dragging yourself, imagine with your nails bit by bit, and it's kind of painful to be making the progress, but you're still doing it anyway, because this is what it's all about. So life is all about, and Mercury going out of bounds wants us to focus on your unique expression and you finding out the best ways for you to communicate and express yourself more effectively. So in terms of spiritual growth, it wants us to connect with our inner selves and our higher consciousness, seeking out spiritual mentors and researches and anything else that can increase your connection with your higher power, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, and connect with your intuition, and you can have kind of like profound deep insights, giving you a deeper understanding of your purpose in life. But negatively, it can make us struggle with existential questions like, what is the meaning of life? And if there's no meaning, I can't find meaning, don't believe in a higher power or higher self, then, the world is crap, all of those things that we question and think, what is the point sometimes? And we all go through it, And what I found is that we have to increase our faith and the love of uncertainty and the unknown, because we stay in our comfort zone because we know it, it's routine, we love it there. The unknown change is scary. We don't know what it can bring, and this is why we stick to our sort of like toxicity, whether it be toxic ways of being in the world, relating to ourselves and others, our self-destructive thoughts and behaviours, So spiritually, it wants us to build more faith, getting comfortable in the unknown, and this is when practicing hope and believing in things that you can't see. And it can be hard, don't beat yourself up. It's the hardest thing for humans to do, one of the hardest part of my journey. But by sort of like trying to resolve your internal conflict, taking the time out day by day to do so, seeking clarity in the chaos of your existing in the world, and beliefs and values, and questioning yourself and others, and uncertainty of what to believe in, because this phase of spiritual turmoil that Mercury out of bounds can bring is an opportunity for growth and transformation. It pushes us to question ourselves deeply, especially their ingrained beliefs, and explore new beliefs and perspectives that align more with who you are authentically. Because a lot of times our personalities are just cultivated, built from our experiences, not our processing, but just from the things that happen to us. We don't process the things, so we just become a product of our experiences. So this energy wants us to be more open, use self-reflection, questioning ourselves and our beliefs, and why we think the things that we do and do the things that we do. And this can lead to spiritual breakthroughs and a deeper connection with your inner truth. In terms of educational development, you may find yourself facing challenges that require you to adapt and grow. You can struggle academically right now, especially with the need to acquire new skills, get new skills in the rapidly changing world. Now AI is in the mix, and everything just seems to be changing. But this energy reminds us that it's essential for us to approach these obstacles with resilience and a growth mindset, viewing them as opportunities for learning and self-improvement. And like I said before, we've got the smartphone, and we can use it to Netflix and chill and binge and waste our time, or we can use it to, watch things that can help us learn new skills. These smartphones can either make or break our lives, so it's up to you to choose which one it's going to do for you. And not just smartphones, I mean the world, everything in the world. The world's going to either make you or break you, and it's as simple as that. And I know it may not sound fair, and I seek justice. I've got a lot of, justice seeking energy in my natal chart to keep it so, but I've come to understand, the only things that we can control and is ourselves and our thoughts and our mind and how we respond to the world. The world's going to keep on worlding. How we respond to the world is the only thing that we're in control in ever. And I know it can sound bleak, but actually there's a lot of hope there and a lot of, certainty there that the only thing you control is how you react. And then once you follow that rule, then it's easier for you to respond to the world because it's your choice. It's your choice how you navigate the world. So yeah, by embracing a proactive approach to your education and lifelong learning journey, cultivating and developing a lifelong love for learning, which you may hate it right now, but slow, steady steps, doing this can help you just love life more and not be so scared of change and the many changes that will continue to come. If you look in the past 30 years or the past 100 years of human history, there's been so much change, so change is inevitable. It's the only constant in our lives. So yeah, it wants us to think more critical, to solve our problems and be more creative in our problem solving as well, seeking support from mentors, exploring diverse learning opportunities and staying open to new experiences can significantly enhance your educational journey and personal development. And just remember that it's through these challenges and experiences that individuals have the chance to discover their strengths and passions and areas for growth. So yeah, by cultivating a mindset of continuous learning and adaptation, being flexible, you can navigate the complexities of your educational and sort of self-learning landscapes with confidence and determination. So now I'm going to finish up by talking about the best things for creatives, professionals and entrepreneurs, alternative healers, lovers, singles and self-partnered people to do when Mercury's out of bounds. So for creatives, it wants us to think outside of the box and allow our imaginations to run wild during this period. It's a great time to push boundaries and explore unconventional ideas, and it can push us to, just experiment with newness and new mediums and styles of writing and painting, designing, whatever it is you're into. Professionals can use this energy to brainstorm, to sort of be more innovative, because communication can become more erratic and unconventional. So it's best to be open to new methods of working with others and solving the problems, and keeping an open mind and being flexible to sudden changes. Entrepreneurs can think big and consider big, bold moves for your business. Maybe you've been stuck in a rut. Maybe you've lost your motivation. Maybe you've got projects you need to complete. Maybe they're overwhelming you, the stresses of an entrepreneur. What you have to do is prioritise them and know that you've only got 24 hours in a day. Yes, you want to do it all now, but prioritise. Make a list of the prioritise and stick to it as best as you can. And also prioritise, having your free thinking time that is needed for you, to stay entrepreneurial, but give yourself the chance to take calculated risks and explore untapped opportunities for your skills. Stay flexible and ready to adapt your strategies as needed. Alternative healers can use this energy to sort of try different approaches to how they go about looking after their own and their clients' health and well-being, and trusting their intuition to guide them into offering unique healing experiences to their clients. Lovers should allow this energy to allow you to be more spontaneous, allow more excitement, embrace unexpected gestures of love and communication, and be open to exploring new ways to connect with your partner or partners. This is a time to deepen your emotional bond through genuine and open-hearted conversations, even if things get tensioned and filled, just saying sorry and being open to apologies, but also respecting other people's boundaries. It's not just I can do whatever I want and just say sorry. It's not about that. It's about, giving each other grace and the space to actively listen to each other and allow each other to communicate in the ways that you need to right now and beyond, this period in your relationship. Singles, You should embrace the element of surprise and unpredictability. Be open to meeting new people who challenge your perceptions and expand your horizons. And this period offers opportunities for exciting encounters and meaningful connections. It encourages you to step out of your comfort zone and embrace new experiences with an open heart. So yeah, allow Mercury's out of balance spark to allow you to be open to adventure and creativity in your romantic plans. And this can lead to exciting encounters and potentially meaningful connections for some of you, which is really good. So yeah, all in all, for singles, it's a good time for exploration and growth in matters of the heart. So stay open-minded and ready to welcome the unknown with curiosity and enthusiasm. For those who are self-partnered, this energy allows you to, engage in deep self-reflection and strengthen your connection with yourself and any higher power you believe in, and explore your own desires and passions. You can use this time to focus on personal growth, self-care, and nurture a fulfilling relationship with yourself, allowing Mercury's out of bounds energy to inspire creativity and innovation in your solar activities, and this can lead to a greater sense of self-empowerment, self and fulfillment in your self-partnered journey. So yeah, that's the end of this in-depth analysis of Mercury going out of bounds. I'm Amani, your holistic karmic astrological life coach. You take care and see you next time.